Warhammer with Sheep here, bringing you a Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report. It is doubles, 1,000 points each side. Clubmates 3 out of the 4 brought Warriors of Chaos, and I brought my Wood Elves, so I was partnered up with Evan versus Colin and Mark, and we have a lot of Warriors on the table and a lot of Juggernauts and Chariots. So let's go through the list and what we have. We rocked up the scenario where it was Blood and Glory, so we're going to kill each other's fortitude. We are also trying out the new end time scenarios. This is fantastic. So let's go through what we brought. So I have 6 Way Watchers with a Sentinel. I have 5 Headless Wild Riders. I haven't put on their heads yet. We have a Khorne Chariot. We've got Nurgle Warriors. I believe there's 18 in here. We have a BSB and we have a level 4. Then I have 20 Eternal Guard. I have a Treeman Ancient, who's also a level 4 on life. And we have 5 more Wild Riders that are also headless. Then we have 5 dogs. That's our 2,000 point combined list. On our opponent's side, we have 3 Skull Crushers. We have a Demon Prince, and we have that's a Nurgle Demon Prince, excuse me. And then we have a block of Khorne Warriors as well. Inside here, we have this guy posing for one of the Chaos special characters. I forget which one. But he's a pretty beast in combat. Then we have a Nurgle Chariot, and we have another Nurgle Chariot. And then we have another Nurgle Chariot, and then we have 3 more Skull Crushers. So, fantastic. We're all tightly packed up here. I put my wood inside this fence here. And who gets first turn? Why, we do. We get the Vanguards. I move up here, march over, and move back some of my Wild Riders, and we get first turn where I march up into the woods right up against the wall. Warriors shift over here to kind of get position themselves for a counter charge down a hill, and I move my level 4 life wizard just behind them, and the chariot shimmies over, and I think the Wild Riders did just a little shimmy, just a little bit closer. In magic phase, I attempt to cast Throne of Vines, and I get it off on me, so that's fantastic. We also get it off Cascading Fire Cloak on these guys, so that was a sweet spell, just to sort of deter them if they were to ever do a really long charge with their Nurgle Demon Prince that flies, just as another deterrent with their flaming attacks. Flaming Sword of Ruin onto these Way Watchers, making it +1 to hit, and my goal with these Way Watchers is to do the armor-piercing shots against the Skull Crushers. However, in our magic phase, our end times magic phase, we do roll a miscast. We do get an irresistible force on that Flaming Sword of Ruin, and there is the large template, and Evan's Wizard gets sucked down the whole turn 1. So we're already down, having a disadvantage, but we're still going to play because, we got this. I do attempt to cast Regrowth. That gets dispelled. Shield of Thorns gets also dispelled. Flesh to Stone also dispelled. So that worked out quite well. We had 3 spells that got off and 3 spells we couldn't. So on their turn, the Warriors are testing their charge arcs, and they're testing to see if they are able to march and to see the Way Watchers. They fail their charge, and the Nurgle Demon Prince was actually going to charge them, and he fails his charge. So prohibiting the Skull Crushers from doing any sort of movement or advance, so they just do a swift reform. The Warriors move up some, the Chariots angle and move up some like this, and then the Skull Crushers march and wheel around like this. So they're all enclosing in on us really quickly, which is not too good. They have a lot of scary, hard-hitting things. There's just a show of the reform of the Skull Crushers. They attempt to charge on my Eternal Guard, and I say nope. So I run, and that is just showing them that they're running. I get to stand and shoot off at the Demon Prince, and I knock off his Charmed Shield, so that was fantastic. In their magic phase, they managed to get off Acquiescence on the Warrior unit. We couldn't stop it. That's kind of the it's the plus side and also the downside of the new End Times magic, where you roll the d6 to see how many dice you can use. Sometimes you really want that spell to go off, but if you only roll a 1 or a 2 and it's not enough, it can be easily stopped. I do send in my Wild Riders. Evan at this point was feeling like, sure, we need a Hail Mary, let's do it. So I'm like, I'm going to send him in there, and I'm going to put Flesh to Stone on him, hopefully. And, we're going to tie up that Demon Prince, if anything. He's not going to be able to hurt us, and he's just going to stand there. So that was my thinking. We managed to get it off. They did get Doom and Darkness off of my Eternal Guard, and so they are fleeing, and now they are rallying on a -3, so shoot. Luckily, I still get to use my General's leadership, but they do fail to rally in our turn. So we're approaching our magic phase, and we're going to start rolling up. I do get my Flesh to Stone off. Pretty sweet roll, 16 plus 4 for my level 4. 20, it goes off. They couldn't stop it. Regrowth, I attempt to regrowth, and I only regrow D3 plus 1 models, and it was just 1 or 2 models were brought back. Shield of Thorns, we attempt that. It does go off, and it's on the combat of these Wild Riders and the Nurgle Demon Prince. Anything to help this combat will be much appreciated. I do got Frenzied Strength 5 attacks coming in there. I got 4 of them that can attack this Demon Prince. The Chariot makes a sweet long charge through the woods, over the fence, does not take any dangerous terrain, and is going to smack into my Wild Riders. Not what you want to have happen to your headless Wild Riders. And the Skull Crushers do make an easy charge on the Khorne Chariot, but they're not in combat with the Way Watchers. So my plan is to sort of, if they stick in combat and there is no overrun and I'm not in combat next turn, to scoot around the side. Those Skull Crushers did take a wound from my shooting or 2, so they are down to just 2, which is not bad. Dogs march up here to chaff up these 2 chariots, which they slam into, and the Khorne Warriors move up forward with a slight wheel, and they are rocking halberds. So we have just a look at what that combat's going on over there. And magic phase, we attempt to get things off, and we dispel that Doom and Darkness because we needed them to rally. We don't want them running off the table. Dogs pop in combat, which was to be expected. They reform like so. My Wild Riders also die in combat because this Nurgle Chariot is a beast, and he reforms to face like that to get a nice flank charge down our side of these warriors. And this combat actually goes quite well. The Skull Crushers do win by, I think, 1 or 2, but this Khorne Chariot's got a pretty high leadership, and it actually sticks around. Loses its frenzy, but it sticks. My Wild Riders are champions. We put 3 wounds. Granted, they do have Flesh to Stone with a 4+ to their toughness, and they do have the Shield of Thorns up, which knocked off a wound on him. I think the horses actually put a wound on him, and then one of the Wild Riders on top actually put a wound on him. So I'm winning combat here. Too bad he's unbreakable. Here we just have a look at the overshot of the board. We have the Chariots coming in on the flank, Skull Crushers on the flank. Warriors are about to do battle with our Warriors. We're being very cagey of how we position them and not quite wanting them to give them easy charges, not making it easy by majority of our units not in the forest, and their unit would be in the forest. Things like that, we're really playing it smart. Way Watchers, we did move over into the woods so that they can shoot at either Skull Crushers or Demon Prince if this combat were to ever go south. There we have a look at the board. So let's go see what the Warriors can do. Earthblood. This is our magic phase. This is still our turn. I do attempt to cast Earthblood. It giving them regen, doesn't go off. Awaken the Wood, I attempt to, and since they are inside the wood, it's 2d6 strength 5 hits, and so boom, that stupid Nurgle Chariot's dead, which is fantastic. That's how you get rid of Nurgle stuff. Anything that you don't have to roll to hit, blast away at it. And so we have a look at a board. It's starting to look a little bit more manageable. I'm still tied up with this Nurgle Demon Prince. These Wild Riders have been fantastic. And then we have our Tree-Man Ancient facing the wrong way. Evan thought he was facing this way when he was moving my guy. And while we were casting magic, we were doing augments, and we tried to do a direct damage. I think a Dweller's below, and it wasn't able to go off. So we turned him to face the right way, which we wanted him to face. But we just let Dwellers not go through. And you may have saw there that the end time spell we attempted to cast to do a vortex, it fails to go off. So shoot. In combat, we kill the Nurgle Demon Prince, and I haven't lost a single Wild Rider. So fantastic. I'm going to reform like that, trying to get out of their line of sight so I can get an easy flank charge when they march up or charge in. Not sure what's going to happen. Finally, those Skull Crushers do kill the Khorne Chariot, but man, did they ever take a long time to do it. Considering they're Skull Crushers, they're frenzied, they must overrun, and so they didn't kill him to a man, they actually broke, so they chased him off the board, so they're like that. And Eternal Guard, not really sure what to do with them because they're kind of useless, but I think I march him up here because you know, they got to take some chariots to the face just because we need to have our warrior block kill their warrior block. And they have a special character in here. Some dragon guy. He's not really a dragon over Shaggoth or whatever that character or model is. It's a special character. I forget the name. It's escaping me right now. We have 2 Nurgle chariots coming in awfully close. The Skullcrushers are finally going to be into the combat quite soon, and it's looking very grim. On their turn, they Skullcrushers are back on the table and move like so, just to get a nice rear charge on my Tree Man or this warrior unit. I still have my stags here, and then I have my Way Watchers to shoot at some units, you know, possibly the Skullcrushers at long range, but still no armor. That's not bad. They attempt a Soul Blight, doesn't go off. We feel lucky. I think they attempted another Soul Blight again. Maybe they have 2 Death Wizards, but that one does go off. This goes off on the Warriors, and they also get another Soul Blight off on our Wild Riders. So that's actually going to be pretty bad. With the End Times Magic phase, I don't think we could stop it. And since it went through, they can cast it again. That's probably what happened. My Tree Man moves over to get away from those Skullcrushers. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm going to have to maybe just do some sort of, you know, Life Bloom Vortex or something just to get these warriors back. And in our phase, this is our big magic phase. Let's do it. Lore of Life. Let's start healing up some people. Try the Vortex. It misfires and goes like an inch away from me and scatters and doesn't really do anything because I'm full health. I attempt regrowth. I do get it off. Hooray. But I roll a 1. So only 2 models come back. Brutal. Dwellers Below, we attempt it. I kill off 2 Skullcrushers, so that was pretty fan-freaking-tastic. But still, that's going to be a lot of combo charges coming on the next turn if these warriors hold. So in combat, they direct a lot of attacks to my Wild Riders, and they kill 4. I only have 1 left. These are the Khorne Warriors that we have killed, and then he kills a whole bunch of Khorne Warriors back. Now, he does have the same Khorne Warriors, Halberds, Khorne Warriors, Halberds. And there we have a look at the board. You see Evan lost a lot of warriors here, and he was going to get a nice rear charge with the Skullcrushers. It might have been a long charge. He could have easily moved them up, but there's going to be combo charge, combo charge, combo charge. 3 chariots, or 2 chariots and Skullcrushers. It wasn't going to end well. So we decided that at this point, we're going to call the game. It was fun, but it was an uphill battle against 2 Warriors of Chaos armor armies, both of them with heavy armor. We have the Skullcrushers, we got the impossible to hit Nurgle chariots. Then we also have an equally big block of Khorne Warriors. And I just didn't bring much to help Evan out. I brought a level 4 on life, which, you know, it's not bad, but he's a lot of points for a Tree Man Ancient. He doesn't have any protection. And then the Eternal Guard, I just wanted to play with these guys. Really kind of suboptimal in this particular matchup. I had no idea that we were going to be facing 2 Warriors of Chaos. Way Watchers were good. I think I needed more of them, but in the small points of 1,000 points for each army, I couldn't fit more in. My Wild Riders, I can't complain about how they did. You know, the one, if he hadn't been charged, I think he actually would have been terrific as well. But killing that Nurgle Demon Prince, I think they absolutely win the stars of the game. So that is the battle report. Thank you for watching. One final note, I did see on the YouTubers community that we have a gentleman by the name of Matirum. He's hosting some YouTube Warhammer Battle Reporters kind of awards. So if you feel like nominating me for something, that's cool. I'd support you. I support anybody who wants to watch the channel. Thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed and does watch. It's fun. It's fun for me. It's fun for me to learn. I love hearing the comments a lot of you provide to me. It really helps me play better, and I feel like I play against good opponents who have really tough lists, which really increases my playing strategies. And I like trying out new armies. So I do have 3, so I try to cycle through them as often as I can so that we're not just watching the same army in the same list do battle against same opponents. So we like to change it up, points values, and what armies we play. So thanks for watching. If you feel like you want to recommend or nominate me, I'll put a link in the show description. Thanks. Bye.